Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here. Jumping right into this draft between Roomba Rotations and Boogan Squad. Important match out of B East. We took a look at the standings earlier, just putting those back up. Currently, Roomba Rotations, doing fairly well in the standings. They're actually at 5th, but arguably their position is even better, given that they haven't played many matches, so they have a lot more potential points to pick up. Boogan Squad has admittedly struggled this season, but it seems they've started to turn a corner, and it's important for them because you're looking at the top 8 right now. Top 8 go to playoffs, and we're starting to get down the line. Wrong screen. Hi! Starting to get down the line to where these games really are going to decide who goes to the playoffs or not. Roomba is very safely in the playoffs. It beggars belief that they don't make playoffs. Boogan Squad, on the other hand, very much a bubble team. Every map win counts. Even if they get a 1-2 loss, they would take that just to get the map win. It would really help them out. To that end, we're seeing Joanna and Tassadar banned out from Roomba Rotations. On the other side, Sylvanas has been banned. And we look like we had a DC there. Not sure entirely what happened. I think wrong team had first pick. I think the wrong team had the first pick. Yeah, okay. So, with that, we'll go ahead and remake the lobby here. So we did see 3 bans there. Technically, they're not bound by those bans. We didn't see any picks yet. But really important for Boogan Squad. Once again, just taking a look at the standings. So with that, you see Phoenix Rising Emerald up there, but Phoenix Rising Emerald has actually played, I believe, all of their flex matches, or nearly all of theirs. So while they're top 8 for now, it's very unlikely for them to make playoffs given their remaining schedule. So you're looking at Boogan Squad and Uncomfortably Numb on this page as kind of 2 bubble teams. On the previous page, you're looking at Die for Vision, once again higher up because they've played more of their matches. Got that big win against Tricky Gooses and started to turn their season around. Die for Vision and Duritan's Couch, kind of bubble teams. One Tricks Roomba, fairly safe. Not completely mathematically safe, but fairly safe. Would be very surprising if they did not make playoffs. We're going to get into this match. I'm looking forward to it. Roomba Rotations. Team that did very, very well last season, Assault Skill Murgles. Did have a big player change in terms of losing Denkstrom. That was arguably their biggest roster change. And it seems like they haven't hit that same level they had before, but we have seen flashes of brilliance from Roomba Rotation. So Boogan Squad going to have their work cut out for them. Boogan's starting to bring it together, though, and I got to give a shout-out to Thundercats. Thundercats has been an insanely good healer. Thundercats has been an insanely good healer. Looks like we're getting back into it. So with that, now, first pick on the correct side. The teams did have to switch sides. That may have explained why this happened. There you see Sylvanas going to get banned out. Expect we'll see Joe and Tass. I didn't see... Nothing changed that would likely result in those changes. Brax's Holdout, generally a 1-4 map. Although you can see some rotators make plays on that map. Things like Faustad. Things like Genji, which got some buffs, nerfs, burfs lately. I don't know if either team plays it. I did cast a Genji game last week, which is surprising to see, but I think they won, ultimately. Last ban was the Garrosh, something Boogan Squad has broken out on this map. Tom Piece's Garrosh, very strong. Jumping straight into that Rexar. MJ Doom. MJ Doom, I have seen before. I believe I was briefly on a team with him, actually, way back in end of Season 3 days. Going to be playing that off lane. Very solid player. really has added a good dimension, I think, to this Roomba team. Bummer not going to jump onto ETC. Certainly the top tank at this point. It feels like ETC has surpassed Joanna. And then the Rainer pickup, taking a look at some stats here. If they load.
The wait is over.
Cassia making a comeback here. Possibly a response to that Rainer. Looks like my stats page is hanging. It's a bit sad if it hangs. Appears that my stats page has indeed hung. So I don't think we're going to be able to get that tonight, as it requires restarting Soothsayer, and we're in a game, so I'm not going to do that. And then the Ana pick, I think that's a good healer pick on the map. I also think that's just a very good denial pick, keeping it out of Thundercat's hands. From there, do we see Joe ban? No, we're going to ban out the Mura, which makes sense, given the Ana, given the Cassia. There's a lot of follow-up potential on a Mura dive. Mephisto going to get banned out, something we have seen Camp Bellas play a lot of. I don't know if we've seen a lot this season, but certainly I haven't had a chance to cast them lately. But it's certainly a hero that they play. So Cassia was in a, let's call it, horrible state until the last series of buffs. And then we're going to see the Chromie Anduin. And I like this combo. The Anduin is a good sustained healer, and then you have Chromie to poke out the defense. On the other side, Anubarak and Junkrat. And that speaks to me a lot of focus onto isolation and blow-up. They're going to try to isolate a target, combo them with the Anub, truck in the damage with the Cassia. Things start to go south, you have that extra peel for Anub. We have a Samuro. I did not expect to see Samuro come out here. But that is what's going to happen. And I should note, when we played Boogan Squad, I think Tom Piece was tanking, so maybe a little bit of a role swap here. Yeah, Samuro can be very strong, especially on 3-lane maps when they're left alone. I guess the idea is to just get onto the Rexar and dive kind of past the Misha with it. It's going to be interesting to see how successful that is. As we get set up here for the match. Roomba rotations certainly favored here, but don't let that lull anyone into a false sense of security. Boogan Squad is a team that seems to start pulling things together, and we'll see if they can pull it together here and pull a big upset. We saw Die for Vision do it, beat Tricky Gooses last week, so we'll see now if that can happen here as well. Gonna go ahead, take a moment, and introduce the teams on the left side. Roomba rotation. It's gonna be Idioms on Junkrat, Synchrony on Anub, Confused on Cassia, Iron on Ana, and up at the top, MJ Doom on the Rexar. And down here in the bottom right, it is Boogan Squad. Tom Piece up in the top on the Samuro, but Camp Bellas is going to be on Chromie, Bummerdot on ETC, Non-Champion on Rainer, Thundercats on Anduin, and Anubarak on AOL, as we have a disconnect here. So we will hopefully be able to get back into this game soon. It's been a rough start, to say the least. We did not get the Solo Lane Vikings, that is correct. Solo Lane Vikings, OPOP. Maybe that's the way to counter Rexar. I don't know. I haven't actually played around with... I haven't played Vikings in a long time since I've switched to the healer role. I did play Vikings for a bit. I've broken it out a couple times, I think. I don't know if I've broken it out in NGS. Something tells me I have, but I'm not certain. But we will hopefully get back into this game soon. Waiting on Synchrony to resync with the game. There's some irony for you. While we're in this little holding pattern, just some notes. So we're taking a look at, and I'm going to take a look at B East. We're taking a look at the records from Boogan squads. They started the season off, actually took game one of the season off my team. 1-2, we brought it back. After that, they had a little bit of a dry spell. They weren't able to get a map off Tiny Dancers or Tricky Gooses, who are currently top 3 teams. They did, however, get the 2-0 victory off Die for Vision, then a 2-1 off PRE. They also got a 2-0 forfeit victory off Run It Down Mid. So currently they're sitting at 8 points off that. Excuse me, 9 points because their map went against us. So any points help here. I think they're capable of doing it. Looks like we're getting a desync error. We should be able to remake. So this will be the 3rd time that we've remade. So hopefully we can get that started soon. I'm just going to take a break until we have a game again. I'll be right back. Apologies, everyone, for the delays. Guys, I have good news. Fourth try. I think we might have a game this time. Well, we'll see. I hope no one is holding their breath at home, or you would be dead. Please don't die watching this stream. I think legally I have to say that. If you are doing something that will make you die while watching my stream, stop. Just stop. I am not responsible now. I have absolved myself of the legal ramifications. With that, we might actually get into the game this time. Hopefully we do. This is, no joke, take 4. But we will see here as we try to get in. Here we go. On the left side, Idioms on Junkrat, Synchrony on a noob, Confused on Cassia, Iron gonna be on Anna, MJ Doom on Rexar. On the right side, Tom Peace up at the top on Samuro. Down here in the bottom, we're not gonna be on ETC. Campbella's on Chromie, non-champion on Rainer, and Thundercats is not on Imperius. Excuse me. Anduin. I had a little slip up. Which, we all know mistakes are never forgivable. Which is why we're starting this stream 23 minutes late. Alright, yeah, it's been a delay. Teams had a hard time doing the whole draft thing. We had a mismake, then we had a DC, then we had a redraft. Now we're here in the game. So 4th time's the charm, as the saying goes. Separation onto ETC. Big separation. Forces out the cleanse early from Thundercats. Let's take a look at those level 1 talents. The noob heads down to the bot. Not farming globes, but still wanting to grab them. ETC actually going guitar solo for the self-sustain. Not using prog rock. Interesting choice. Up here in the top, Samuro trying to get on to MJ Doom. Gonna get some good chunk damage out here. It's gonna pressure back the Rexar, say at least. Ooh, Butternut really power slides in aggressively. And gets punished. Manages to escape. I don't know if that was a power slide in. That might have just been a concussion mine, actually. Because the power slid out. But meanwhile, Cassia and Anna, they move into their Firebat camp quickly. And that's the advantage. This is why you don't always want to 1-4. If you just 1-4, it actually gives a sizable advantage to the team on the left. And the reason for that is the Firebats are quicker to take than the Bruisers, so they can just quickly drop out a lane, cap it, and then they have that added pressure. ETC now going to have to defend here, trying to stall the cap, but he's not going to be able to prevent it. Does eventually go blue. Samuro has control top. Misha starting to cap the top, but we're going to keep our attention here. So much damage going out. Now, Misha does not cap. Tom Peace back onto the point with the Samuro. ETC starting to pressure off the members of Roomba rotations. Anduin going bold strategy. That trades off early game healing for more power into the late game, especially level 20. But especially level 4, just auto attack, speed, and range is very vital for bold strategy to get max value. Tom Peace still well in control of the top lane. We're going to keep checking in there. Chromie has backed, now rejoining. Globe has been grabbed the bot. Thundercats very low on mana. You know, Anna gonna typically be more mana efficient than Anduin at this point in the game. Especially if Anduin's having to heal so much of this Junkrat poke on cooldown. Does use his tap, so now at about half mana, or at least climbing up towards that. Good concussion mine, splitting the members, and we saw 42% channel progress from Boogan squad, but it just seems like ETC, whenever he steps up onto the point, the team is not with him, and I don't know if that's a miscommunication or him just getting vision. But in either case, Anubarak has used Burrowing Spines. ETC now stepping up. Synchrony very low. There's the big power slide. Anduin root follow-up, and that's going to be the first kill of the match onto Roomba rotations. Great job, Boogan squad. Good combo. Power slide into the Anduin root with the follow-up from the Rainer. Chromie getting some good chunk damage there. Really a team effort to secure that kill. Now Cassie's going to rotate top and try to stop this cap before it hits 100. Samuro just really pressuring out Rexar. But meanwhile, down here in the bottom, Raynor has actually found a kill onto Junkrat. That's the second kill onto Roomba rotation. And Boogan's squad, you know, I talked earlier in the how about it seems like they're starting to gel as a team. And you know, I mentioned early in the season they added 2 really good players to their roster, Non-Champion and Thundercats. And these 2 players I thought really could make a difference for this team. And it seems like now they've had some gel period, they're really starting to find their groove. Keep in mind, too, their losses are not at all unrespectable. I mean, you look at the 3 teams they lost to, they're ranked 1, 2, and 3 in the standings right now. So, you know, Boogan squad here to show that they're no bubble team. They really want to make a statement here. A win here really helps them potentially look at playoffs. Bottom has been recaptured. No, not just yet, but they are 4v4 here in the bottom. Samuro has recaptured top now from Rexar, but we're keeping our attention down here. This Chromie poke really just adding up, and Anna doing everything she can, but she's actually low on mana now. There's a stun onto Anubu's low. Bummernot also extremely low. Both managed to escape. But that might be Boogan squad getting a 100-0 phase here. And there we go. And recognizing immediately there's Earthwave's top. You see the rotation coming. You see the defensive rotation starting up. Synchrony looking like he's going to stay bot. Samuro coming down. Boogan squad making some really good macro decisions at the moment. And looking just really like they know how they wanted to play this map. The Samuro pick just getting a lot of value. So now, objective pushing in. Concussion Mine separating out the members of Boogan squad. The wall is down. These ultras are low. Misha has gone down. Bible thumps in chat for Misha. Best hero in the game. If only she wasn't tied to that stupid NPC Rexar. Big flank here by Synchrony, but also rather low. Tries to focus on the Camp Bellas, but now might be getting turned around on. Synchrony might drop. Synchrony goes down. And that is the 3rd kill for Boogan squad. You saw the idea with the flank, but it just wasn't well executed, it felt like. Got the stuns on 2 different targets. The E went onto ETC, the Q went onto Raynor, and the follow-up just wasn't there. And now ETC tries to get onto Junkrat. Sidewall is broken out. Recall going to be used. Ooh, but Bummernot now on the wrong side of the fort, and Bummernot's going to drop. That's the 1st kill. Great concussion mines here by Idioms. In this series, or in this map, I should say. That's the first one to secure a kill, but it's really pressured up Boogan squad and their healing. And maybe a little bit too aggressive there by Boogan squad, trying to press their advantage. But this fort very, very low. On the downside, pretty much nothing happened to Boogan squad's wall as they grab top Firebats. Chromie gonna drop back, get some nice tasty mana. Samuro gonna walk. No, Samuro's gonna go top lane and push with. Rest of the team's gonna start on their bruiser camps. Bummernot in a zoning position here. Anduin actually going with the self-healing on Q, which normally can kind of conflict with bold strategy a little bit, because it's powering up an ability that you weakened at level 1. But that said, it certainly is one less thing than for Anduin to worry about, as he can mostly focus on healing his allies. Maybe we see the even-handed blessings, I think that's what it's called, at 16. It's the CDR. That actually does pair well with bold strategy to some extent. It kind of lessens the penalty. And it does do additional healing now, so it's not bad. Maybe that will be the play. We'll see. If that's the case, I mean, Anduin just doesn't have to heal himself anymore. There's a big engage onto Camp Bellas. Cocoon used. They really want this Raynor, and they're going to have him. And now Anduin is going to be a bit in a sticky spot, but he gets out. Roomba rotation starting to battle back in this game. Still down on the macro. Samuro chunking that top tower. Has capped. Rexar now moving top, so this is a 4v3 in the bottom. But Ian's going to be able to step onto the... Ooh, takes a ton of damage there from Chromie. Non-champions really landing some big Qs here. 4v3, so no real danger of a cap yet, but Raynor is starting to rotate down. And I love the Sleepy Cloud mount. Always a tasty mount to have. 28 viewers, thank you all for just choosing to spend your evening here with the bald guy. The other bald guy. There's the really good caster bald guy, and there's the kind of okay caster bald guy, and I'm the latter. Shoutouts to Bahamut there. But, ooh, big focus there from Cassia. Gets... I don't know if... I guess that was recall. I didn't see the recall on Cassia, but I heard it. Bummernot gets a big mosh, but drops down. Follow-up just wasn't there to secure the kills. It was a great mosh, but just the team kind of in disarray there. Didn't really have the follow-up. And now, equal on kills. Samuro has grabbed the top fort, and it has been stalled 66% still, though. So that's going to be at minimum 2 Ultralists from Boogan squad. Ooh, Chromie just got separated out. Uses the time trap, or not the time trap, excuse me, the timeout. So it's a really, really good ice block talent. Arguably the best ice block talent in the game, just because the duration gives you so many options in terms of, you know, waiting for your team, waiting for cooldowns to be blown, etc. Well used there. Sometimes it just buys you time to think, and that alone is valuable. But, Roomba rotation starting to push in this bottom. Boogan squad looking to step back up. Samuro coming down. Rexar is down here. Looks like this might be a 5-man defense, or maybe they're actually flipping Junkrat at the top, but Junkrat runs into Samuro and now chooses to back up. The objective contested still in the bottom. Bummer not going to walk off. Samuro gets spotted on the backside. Gets comboed away from Idioms. Samuro clone, or excuse me, not clone, Samuro stealthed out now. Looking for this back flank, because we're going to get a big 5-man engage. There's a sleep dart onto ETC, and Noob jumps into the back. There's a Cocoon onto Anowin. Once again, the focus onto Raynor, and it seems like Roomba rotation's just really using this Anubarak extremely well. And Samuro goes down, wasn't able to get out, really went too deep for the Ana and had no escape. And so that was a quick 3 kills there. ETC gets killed right after the Raynor. And, man, Boogan squad, they had it, but it seems like right now they're having a really hard time dealing with this Anubarak. And they don't really have any good, like, dot damage to get this Cocoon off quickly. They really need Samuro, I think, in order to kill it in time. The question is, if Samuro's diving the Ana, is he going to be able to do anything about the Cocoon? And so it's a problem in that respect. What's your poison? Do you let Ana sit in the back and heal, or do you potentially have to fight 4v5 with the Cocoon up for just so long? Cocoon target, of course, being the healer is fairly standard. Now starting to look at this Bruiser. Roomba rotations is here, but they spot out Tompiece. Tompiece uses the clones to walk away. And it looks like Roomba does... Well, maybe they're thinking about pulling the trigger on this engage. No, they don't. Instead, they kind of turn onto ETC here. Big stun coming out. There are the boars. Keep in mind, they're getting channel progress. Samuro has gone top. Junkrat is top to try to stall this objective, and has 54 to 66 now. Bottom fort has been lost, though, by Roomba rotations. Or, excuse me, by Boogan squad. Roomba rotations now equaling out the macro. And with a 1-level lead, the clock is ticking for Boogan squad to make something happen before they're down level 16s. At which point they will almost certainly lose the rest of this objective. Cocoon is available, though, so they have to engage carefully. And this is a 5v4 at the moment. Samuro not here yet. Here's the light bomb from ETC. Tries to buy space, but Anduin goes down there. And now ETC has nowhere to go. Bummer not going to get taken down. Tompiece joins the fight. Tries to get the finish onto Cassia. She does have her armor up, though. And that might be enough to keep her safe. No, it doesn't. Tompiece, though, extremely low. Not going to be able to re-engage this. At least they get something, but during that time we were looking to raid, Raynor gets chased down and finished off by Synchrony and Idioms. And that is now level 16 to Roomba rotations. It's going to send Junkrat up to the top with that Ripper Air to get control of that top objective. And they should be able to finish. Although Idioms is a bit low, Tompiece maybe could get a burst of damage here, at least can stall it out longer. 70% before it gets stopped, so a few good percents there. Let's see what Roomba wants to do. Looks like top has been controlled by Boogan. They're going to try to get their camps in the lane. They don't have level 16, and so stalling is a viable strategy. They still have a fort wall here, albeit not a gate. And the towers are a bit low, but it is something where I think they could easily survive giving up the objective in order to get 16. But they're going to play a little bit of Ring Around the Rosie. They're going to get control of bottom. They'll get a couple percents, well, almost equalize it up, 72 to 70. Get a little bit beyond equalizing as Idiom caps the top. But now here comes the rotation top. Anubarak, though, spotting out Thundercats here. There's the stun. Cocoon once again onto Anduin. Chromie doing a good job breaking that out quick. And so that time, the Cocoon knocking the value, and this might be the opportunity for Boogan to step up. They are still down 16, so it's a risky call to make, and I do like maybe making the safer play here. It's going to be 100 to 76, so it's going to be still a fairly healthy wave here in the bottom. 2 Ultralisks and 2 of the Guardians, but it's 3 and 3 of those up here in the top. Wait. Oh no, there's their Guardian is kind of up in the front. That's my positioning. Ranged damage dealer right up in the front line. Pushing up now with this objective. Samuro using the Blade Storm to try to work down those Ultralisks a little bit. But that fort dropped really quick. Keep in mind though, in the bottom, dropped just as quick. Still though, this Zerg Wave very healthy, and you don't have the most clear. Hyperion could be used to help, and it is. But this wall is already taking a beating. They do have level 16s now. 5 defending against 4, so I expect, and we are seeing, Roomba rotation just walking away from this. Boogan squad, though, now down 2 levels. This keep wall actually taking a lot of damage, though, and it shows, you know, that healthy Zerg wave, you can't just completely ignore it. And Junkrat hasn't been able to clear it extremely effectively. Gonna leave it up, though, as the fight looks like it wants to get underway. Idiom's using that Ripper Air to get up closer. But looks like Boogan Squad decides, we're gonna pull back. That said, the clock is ticking for them. They only have a level and a half on equal talent tiers to take a fight, and they're still gonna be down, you know, about 8% and change in scaling. But regardless, I think they have to take a fight, and they have to take it soon. As once level 20 hits, they're going to be unable to do anything for a long time. Looks like, though, they're playing it safe. They're going to grab some camps at least, get some pressure into the lane. Fireback camp put in the lane in bottom. It's going to be counteracted by the Bruiser camp. Junkrat putting a trap down at the boss just to keep vision on it. Boogan looking for the members of Roomba, but should be able to see at least that Misha is top. Roomba doing a good job staying off the map, denying vision. Boogan now going to rotate top to their siege camp. I love that Chromie being very patient, checking the bushes. Team doing a good job with that. Meanwhile, though, Roomba very content to just stay off the map. Try to let Rexar soak them 20. Their Firebats have been cleaned up down here in the bottom. So that lane will start to push against them as the catapult pressure is equal. And Samuro going to start this boss trying to bait out a fight here. I like the decision making. But, I mean, time is running out now. You only have half a level before Roomba hits 20. And now they're actually going to pull the trigger on it, seeing all the members of Roomba in lane. And Roomba going to come back up to check this boss, but Samuro is just not going to give them time. And I think that was a really smart play from Boogan Squad. They recognize, look, we have the lanes pushing. They're going to have to clear them. We have the Cata pressure winning out in bottom with the camp. They're going to walk up and take this bruiser camp now, but level 20 is here for Roomba. And now things are going to start getting a lot harder for Boogan squad. Down 2 levels. Nowhere close level 20, and the fact that the lanes are pushing now actually working against them, as they're not going to be able to soak. They're going to have to play very passive for a long time here and stall this objective out while somehow finding soak, but you look at where the lanes are neutralizing. Right under Roomba's walls, on Roomba's side of the map behind where their fort used to be. It's going to be hard to soak. And this is, you know, they're getting a lot of channel progress now. That's good. They're at 50%. They have to play very patient for a long time, though. They're hanging out in bushes. They're trying to stay off the map. Anoom going to sit top. Going to find Samuro here. Samuro gets away. But they're staying top, so Roomba not going to send anyone bot to try to get the channel, looks like. They're sending Junkrat now, but he's rotating very long. As soon as he gets seen, maybe you see Boogan do something, but right now we have this. Oh, well, something's happening now. Tom Peace moves in, spots out the team. As soon as they see Junkrat bot, they engage. Even against level 20, a 5v4 is still a 5v4. Bummer not going to step onto the point, try to channel it, but recognizing Junkrat... Actually, Junkrat, as soon as he disappears from that, makes a wise decision to go bottom. And so that will net some channel progress here over to Roomba rotations. Level 19 about to tick over for Boogan. And I like that the lane was actually frozen down here, as it's still denying that soak, and it's still a 2-level lead. Now Samuro's sitting on the bottom, checking their siege camp. But both teams just really content to play this patient. I'm surprised we're not actually seeing more aggression coming out here from Roomba rotations with this 20 advantage. Their 20 advantage is now fading, so you are seeing them get a bit aggressive once they have 5. Step up, grab this Firebat camp. Synchrony's up in the bush. Now looking at the Rainer, goes in for the engage. There's the Cocoon onto the Rainer. ETC tries to break it out. Here comes the Riptire with the stun. Great cleanse there by Thundercats. And they just neutered actually a lot of the heroic cooldowns on the side of Roomba. And so, Roomba gonna say, alright, well, we'll just back up, we'll take bottom, start getting some channel progress of our own. We're also gonna take your Bruiser. Neener. But Samuro actually gonna stop the channel progress, countercap stop. And this game has just become a standoff between these two teams. Level 20 almost here, so I'd want to see some urgency out of Roomba in this last little bit they have. But with Junkrat needing to keep clearing this bottom lane, it's hard to do that. They are going to get some channel progress, but the longest game of Ring Around the Rosie continues. Only up to 30% before bottom now capped by Anduin. But Anduin's actually in a bit of an awkward position here. Good time trap there by Chromie. Probably may have saved Anduin's life. Hard to tell if the engage was there. But now, bot being capped, ETC going top. Now with level 20 here, they can start to equal the rotations and stop lagging behind. And so Roomba is not going to get these free rotations anymore. Riptire used for scouting. Actually, here comes an engage. Excuse me, T-Tor is in chat. Camp Bell is in a bad spot, but he is still alive. Finally gets finished, but manages to take out the Cassie all the same. And Samuro is all over Anna in the backline. Sleep Dart lands, but Samuro secures the kill. There's the Misha stun on the Bummerknot. Synchrony now trying to rotate, get back to the team. Feign Death has been used by MJ Doom. Misha about to drop to this Chromie damage. There's the power slide onto Rexar, and MJ Doom goes down, and Boogan Squad now with a 2-man advantage off those kills. And now with 4 kills, Boogan Squad should be able to polish off this objective, and Boogan Squad have put themselves in position to potentially win this game. Let's take a look at their bottom keep strength. While fairly weak, keep in mind this is still going to be in the bottom a pretty strong Zerg wave, so you can't ignore it. Are they going to start boss? Looks like they're positioning up as though they will, maybe looking for the kill shot. It should go to top lane. Let's see. Yeah, it will go to top lane, which will sync up nicely with their Zerg wave. So Boogan Squad looking at the all-in here. trying to finish. Zergwave's now in the lane. Boogan squad finishing. Samuro in the bottom. Now keep in mind, this Zergwave is incredibly dangerous here in the bottom. You cannot just flat ignore it. And it looks like they're going to leave Tom Piece down actually to clear it. Because when you get into a base race situation, the team with heroes defending tends to win. Because they can pressure the assassins. Whereas if it's just a Zergwave shrekking the core, that definitely is an advantage to the team that no one is there for. This keep, though, went down really fast. Samuro's still defending. Chromie pressuring up. Damage onto Misha. And the core now about to take some direct damage here. Bummernot takes a lot of nuke. Anubarak in the back gets lit up, and down goes Anub, and that might be the kill that wins this game. Core is down to 50% falling. And we get a big win out from Boogan squad, really helping their playoff chances. That is a huge win for them. Even if they don't win this series, getting a map off Roomba makes a big difference for their playoff race. But you got to tell you, Boogan's not thinking that right now. Boogan's thinking, you know what would help even more than 1 point? How about 3 points? They're going to come back and look for that here in the next set. Roomba rotations played a good game, was up so long, but just didn't seem to get the kills they needed. They got kind of a disorganized engage up in the top, and things just fell apart from there after a very well-played game from them. So they're going to look to regroup. The Anubarak play I thought was very solid, but just at the end wasn't enough. Anna did a great job staying alive, only going down in that last fight. Really good healing, but that one cleanse onto Raynor from Thundercats, if they lost Raynor there, the game really could have gone south quick. So Thundercats, living up to the hype I gave him, really strong support here in B East. We're going to get set up for Game 2. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Alright, welcome back everyone. This is Gaming Series. Boogan Squad. Upset in Game 1. Based on kind of the expectations, at least my expectations heading into this series. Boogan Squad out here that proved that I'm wrong. That is not an upset. Going to be looking for a strong Game 2. Roomba rotations, choosing to stick with first pick after that last game. So Boogan Squad is going to stick around. Volskaya, in this case, more recent maps added to the game. Volskaya, the last competitive map added to the game. Oh no, Alterac is NGS. That's right, Alterac's in NGS this season. I forgot. So Alterac is the last competitive map added. Volskaya before that. We use Braxis, we don't use Warhead. Thankfully, that map sucks. But Boogan Squad now. Looking at the bands, pretty similar bands to last time, though we are seeing the Chromie band out rather than the Mephisto. Otherwise, Joanna Tass sticking with those bands, keeping Synchrony off that Joe. We're going to see ETC first picked. Not unexpected. Last game they went with Rexar because of Rexar's primacy on the map. Although I gotta say the Samuro counterpick was played absolutely fantastically by Tompiece. But now getting back more to basics here as we take a look at this ETC. ETC just a very, very strong first pick. Very common first pick at this point. Rainer Stukov going to be responding. ETC at 76% win rate, but with 54 or 76% popularity, it's a very high pick rate, a very high ban rate as well. But Rainer Stukov with the Ariel Cassia. So they want to stick with that Cassia, although it looks like it's idioms on the hero this time around. They could, of course, flex it up later. This is kind of an old school comp. Let Cassia do a lot of, poke sustain damage, have that Ariel heal, which stacks well with her armor. On the other side, the Stukov pick, it definitely provides a ton of sustain. And so the way you counter that is CC and Burst. So we're going to see if maybe Roomba goes that route. This is a map where you don't need the most wave clear. So we could actually see something like a double tank, maybe like an ETC and Noob. I think something like that could be on the table if they really want to pressure that way. Not saying that I'm suggesting it, just I think it's an option that they have as something they could go into.
We will forge a great
Varian. Now, is that an off-lane Varian? That is their typical tank player grabbing Varian. Kel'Thas going to be picked up by non-champion. So they have a lot of space control. Stukov with the flailing swipe. Rainer with just his damage. We're going to go double support. So we see something akin to a second tank as we have Confused jumping onto the Uther. And then the last pick, Sonya. So a very, very aggressive comp here from Roomba. I think that's when they're at their best, when they're being aggressive. I think the last game got away from them, largely because of some passivity. And so this is sort of a double tank comp. And I quite like this because it gives Cassia a lot of people to dive with. Now, the Kel'Thas is also thinking, well, I like this too, because it gives Cassia a lot of people to dive with, and I'm going to go Living Bomb Flame Strike all over their faces. So we'll see if that works. Imperius in the side lane. Again, typically you think Imperius, you think great dueling, not great wave clear. But again, wave clear not as important on this map. So, taking a look once again, Boogan Squad, pick map 1. Took it to Braxis, was down big, down 2 levels at 20 for Roomba, but managed to win that last team fight and snowball it into the core. Now taking it to Volskaya. Here we go, hopping into the match. Gonna go ahead, get set up here, and introduce our teams. On the left side, it is going to be Roomba rotations. Confused, going to be on Uther. Synchrony on Anubarak. No. Synchrony on ETC. Excuse me. Idioms on Cassia. Ariel going to be played by Iron. Sonya on MJ Doom. Forgive the typo there. Timepiece on the other side going to be on Imperius. We got Bummernot on Varian. I expect a taunt. Camp Bella's on Raynor. Non-champion on Kel'Thas. Thundercats on the Stukov. Thundercats. Whoa! I don't apologize for that. Ooh, there's the big engage. Onto the Cassia. She is silenced for the period. Now, Idiom's so low. Idioms does finally go down to Raynor. Doesn't matter how much armor you have when you get that low. There's the big engage on the Sonya. Excuse me. And they're comboing very well right out of the gate. Boogan Squad making a statement saying, don't call this an upset, bald guy. Don't call this an upset. They want this win. Their playoff hopes would take a massive jump with a win in this series. Similarly, though, Roomba might start to slip onto the bubble if they are not able to come back in this series. But they're doing the right things to do that, although just a little bit of confusion there. Ironically from Confused, or maybe aptly from Confused. Confused knocking back, trying to go for the wall bang, but Idioms had the fend up, and I think Bummernot was really low, possibly dead. And that knockback may have saved. Sonya, Imperius clearing the bot. Imperius is going to back from mana here. And it looks like while the Bruiser or Siege Camp is being taken by Cassia and company, they want to move straight into this healer camp, and that's what they're going to do. Now, keep in mind, this is one weakness, is if, you know, Sonya can do the turret by herself, but if they don't have Sonya do it, they're just really so... Ooh, there's a big taunt onto the Cassia, who's now silenced. The knockback from Raynor actually maybe bailing her out there a bit, and now the turnaround onto Bummernot. I don't know if Bummernot gets out of there. He does not, so... Roomba's saying, all right, you had your fun. You had your fun with that blow-up combo, but no moss, no moss. So fairly even game at this point. But you see Raynor was able to help get the turret there, so the turret is down. Safe rotation from Stukov and Raynor to get this top soak. Raynor going to start working on this siege camp. We don't have the timer yet for objective, so we'll see if either team holds. There's the timer now, 30 seconds. MJ Doom, Timepiece going to work against each other here in this bot lane. Timepiece just content to hang back, make sure to get the soak. Looking for maybe an opportunity to use Q, but certainly you don't want to blow it. You had a ton of turnaround damage. A fetid touch out from Stukov. That's going to pair well. This is the key with the variant Stukov, is that level 13 talent. So watch when level 13 is hit on the side of Boogan Squad, as their pick potential goes up dramatically with that root combo. Would not be surprised to see Stukov take the growing infestation at 7. Meanwhile, Sonya currently getting the lane soak. Nobody on the objective yet. Confused actually gets quite low. Needs a knockback to stay alive. Imperius gonna get some channel progress here for the side of Boogan Squad. Here comes Roomba. Gonna try to push Timepiece off the point. Now he's a little bit isolated, but should be okay. There's the stun. Taunt onto Ariel. Ariel gets a big self-heal off to keep herself alive, but she is low heading into this fight and no longer has hope. And to that end, has the hat on Cassia, so that should get some hope back with some poke, unless Cassia gets picked off here, and she does, and that is a double whammy because they no longer have their primary hat target on the side of Roomba rotations, and that's always the risk when you run an Ariel-style comp with a single hyper carry, is that you can run into problems like that we saw right there. And Cassia gets it from both ends, because the... Sorry, phrasing. Because she has to keep moving to keep her armor up. The CC chain that we're seeing from Boogan Squad is 100% preventing Cassia from doing anything like that. Now, double turrets going to be picked up here. They have 2 turrets and the healing totem still available, as Cassie actually died with turret in hand. So they dropped 2, and now they have 2 more to drop. And now here comes the taunt onto ETC. Huge blow-up combo. ETC gets the cleanse, but it's not enough, and ETC goes down. And Boogan Squad is just comboing so expertly at this point. I talked about how this team looked like they might be turning a corner on the season. They have lived up to that billing tonight. The Triglav Protector is in play now. Its timer is ticking. Timer starts ticking as soon as it spawns. And, ooh, Imperius gets the solo kill onto Sonya in the bot, and that is massive because now that denies soak, and already you're looking at almost a 2-level lead from Boogan Squad. They are making this series flip completely from my expectations. I honestly had Roomba as a pretty big favorite when I picked this series up, but I was excited to see what Boogan was looking like lately. They looked good in the early season, but just had such a tough schedule. I gotta tell you right now, they have flipped a different gear. The comboing here is just massive. Uther's really gonna have to be on point with these cleanses because it is their only chance to win this game at this point. Down already about a level and a half. Sonya back to soaking, so at least they've narrowed that gap considerably, but they have lost top fort in the process. So passive XP gonna start ticking against them. And once again, I mean, Boogan Squad is doing such a good job controlling the side objectives on this map. They now have 2 healing totems, and they're positioning up for this fortification camp. Ooh, there's ETC. Wisely backs up, looking for the engage. I have lost sound. I'm not sure what happens. Looks like the rest of you still have sound. Is my headset off? Apologies for a second. Technical difficulties, doing the best I can. Alright, apparently I accidentally turned the volume on my headset down. So there we go. Problem solved. At least for the time being. Not sure why that happened, though. There's the taunt onto ETC. There's the Aegis. That's going to be a big tool in their arsenal. Oh, and there's the Divine Mosh! But the massive shove perfectly timed by Thundercats, knowing just how long that Divine Shield was going off. And now trying to get onto Oriole is Bubbernot. Bubbernot does have the healing totem to help out. There's the taunt on the ETC! They get the kill! And now the opportunity to secure the second objective, but they want more kills. Cassia is low, the focus coming in, but Varian goes a bit too deep under tower, starts taking some turnaround damage there. Still, the health bar is low. There's the gravity lapse. Tries to get on the Idioms again. Idioms is alive, however. It's a turret camp in play. Going to be grabbed by Boogan. Roomba rotations, meanwhile. Needing to soak out these lanes. Level 13's here, and that's where it starts to get very dangerous as you run into that Stukov root silence. Off the Variant Taunt. It's hard to miss the combo when you have a Variant Taunt. The Variant Taunt just lasts so long, and it's effectively a root as well as a silence, meaning they can't use any mobility talents to get away, and they're going to stand still. Now, technically, it's not always a root, but it acts that way. Healing camp going to be up in 40, so not really going to see any positioning for it yet. Looks like Stukov, though, coming around onto the flank, but this is a really awkward positioning here. I am really surprised that Thundercats did not get more deeply punished for that. And now Tompiece goes in. Rest of the team's not there yet, but there's the Phoenix trying to split the members. Taunt has not been used yet. There's the taunt onto Sonya. Damage comes in. Root combo onto Sonya. Forces out the Aegis. Both teams comboing very well. There's the Divine Shield looking for the turnaround with the power slide. Camp Bellas is low. Now the stun. Maybe needs to drop turret. No, is able to get away. Turret, though, has been dropped. So now slight tool lead in the pocket of Roomba. They're not out of this one yet. They've done a good job closing this gap and weathering the 13th storm, but here it comes now. Didn't get the root combo, though, from Thundercats because of the ETC power slide. wasn't really able to track the ETC's movement, and so the healing camp was picked up all the same by Roomba. And now 2 tools in their pocket. Shoes on the other foot, really, for this objective. Uther starting to work on the siege camp. Are they going to play for this? They really want to push this lane up if they can, but I love this aggression here from Boogan. They think, oh, they must be on the point. Nope, invade. They're not getting channel progress, granted, but massive show from Stukov prevents any kind of counter-engage. Now, there is a turret camp available for the side of Roomba. Boogan squad, though, getting channel progress as we speak. They're going to get Sonya down there to clear it, and they're going to try to push this lane up. And it's valuable to take the time to push this lane up. Vision control over this bottom entry is so critical to this objective. What are they going to... Looks like they might even just forego contesting the objective at all and instead just try to take turrets. I don't think that, yeah, they don't have time to rotate back up after this. So I think they're just trying to play for the 3rd map objective, and they're going to give Boogan squad this channel. It's a risky decision, but they can counteract with a push bottom. And, you know, maybe they're thinking, look, this is not our fight. You know, we don't want to fight into that tight objective. We don't have to walk into the enemy team with the combo they have available. So we're just going to push bottom. We're just going to try to take a fort. Keep in mind, though, they're definitely going to lose this fort. And given how healthy the Protector is, they're probably going to lose their bot fort just the same. And now actually have a risk of being backflanked here. Need to be careful. ETC goes in. They're looking for the combo. There's the Mosh. On to Imperius, who's weathering the storm for the time being. Now has the Angelic Armaments. Go backs in. Protector doing a ton of damage. Tompies so healthy. There is the cleanse onto Idioms out of the Thundercat's route. But Sonya has gone down as Protector. Finally, Imperius goes down. So 1-for-1 trade, but this Protector is still going to give a ton of siege damage over to the side of Roomba. So I think they're okay with that. As now they have an opportunity. They certainly get down this front wall. I don't think they're going to be able to get the fort, though. Yeah, Thundercats and Raynor just too low, too squishy, too far from a fort to really try to pressure up with the team. And actually, Kael'thas is going to come out of this. Oh, great massive shove. Thundercats is timing these massive shoves so exceptionally well. Thundercats is in this series making a play for Healer of the Year for B East. And given the stats on the season that Thundercats has, they've been nothing short of spectacular. You know, it's hard not to say that he's in my opinion, it's either him or Materium. Materium, of course, with Tiny Dancers having a really good season as well. But man, Thundercats just seems to be carrying his teams at times. I've seen Materium. Materium does some great plays as well, but... Oh, MJ Doom is isolated. Down goes MJ Doom. Synchrony is slowed here. Crystal Aegis used. Phoenix coming in. There's the combo. Cleanse not going to be enough. And that is 2 kills, and they're not done. There's the taunt onto Ariel. Divine Shield has been used. Stukov, though, gets the silence combo, and that is 3 for nothing. And now an opportunity maybe to push up this keep. They're going to take the siege camp to help out. Sonya dead for another 18 seconds. Let's see what Roomba tries to do here on the map right now. But this game just not going their way. There is the banner drop. The banner drop is a spell power increase. Trying to help out this Kael'thas' siege damage. Boogan squad now with big opportunity to win this game as they grab the first keep of the game at 14 minutes. Now going to rotate into turret, and with Ariel still down, this is theirs for the taking. They have a healer camp in their pocket. They now have a turret, and they can go pick up their own turret before turning to clear this stacking up bottom lane. But you're not too worried about it. You're going to have someone in the area. You can clear it before it does any real wall damage. Kael'thas going to do just that. Roomba, meanwhile, trying to soak, now finding themselves down about a level and a half. They were down almost 2 levels earlier, though, and closed the gap fairly quickly. And Sonya helping them with that. They don't have the same problem that Boogan Squad had in the last game, where Boogan Squad, they were down in levels and the waves were pushed, so soaking was incredibly difficult. These lanes, neutralizing out in the middle of the map or to the left of it, other than bot lanes, so that's going to help. And it looks like maybe we're checking out a bush party here, but it doesn't look like Boogan Squad got the Evite. They're gonna reply with the Facebook maybe to that bush party, which we all know is a polite no. Maybe is always no, yes is maybe, and no is fuck your event and fuck you for inviting me, and also fuck you. That's the rule of how Facebook invites work. Ooh, there's the Divine Cow Mosh. There's the interrupt. Tons of damage coming out here. Silence onto ETC. Gonna interrupt that turnaround combo. Looking for it. There's the cleanse. Massive shove. Keeps Sonya off the back line. Idiom's now low, and Idioms gets popped. What a great disengage there. And now here comes the healing totem. Follow-up engage. MJ Doom may drop here. He does. And now Iron is going to have to get out of there. Thundercats keeping his team alive there. The silence was absolutely fantastic. And now the turnaround secures 3 kills. My gosh, you lose both your front line to the Divine Mosh, but they don't die, and it turns into a 3-for-0. Gotta give a lot of credit to the support, and it was a good Divine Mosh. It neutralized out the ETC gravity lapse. There's the taunt onto ETC. That was, ooh, there's the root combo, though. Aegis has been used, and that's the thing about the Growing Infestation, is you can wait it out. You used to not be able to wait out the Stukoff. You can do that when they grow Growing Infestation. And so because of that, Aegis gains even more value. Bot keep about to go down. Second keep picked up here. Level 20s are here on the side of Boogan Squad. And gotta say, I loved everything that Thundercats was doing this game until he picked Top Off Kappa. Top Off is fine. I'm just being a dick. There we go. Now a third turret in their pocket. And 77% on this Triglav. And 2 keeps down. I mean, Roomba rotations. It's going to need nothing short of a miraculous comeback to win this game. Everything going against them now. Stukoff is going to have to pick that turret. Oh, well, okay. Or they'll just burn a turret. That's fine too. In fairness, you can't use the turret when you're inside the Triglav, so just going to take it off the map here. But this is going to be the final push for this game, I think. ETC going to try to zone off this back line. Now non-champion in a really awkward spot here. Ancient Spear used a bit before the power slide. Kel'Thas does go down, turret in hand. But this Triglav Protector now working on this core. Hyperion comes in. Campbella's going to do what damage he can, but this is more of a death rattle from Campbella's, being a distraction. Raynor does actually manage to walk away. Now stepping up. This core, though, will drop, and oh my goodness, Boogan Squad pulls off arguably the second biggest upset of the season in B East. Saying, in my mind, the first still being Die for Vision over Tricky Gooses. But Boogan Squad really needed that in terms of putting themselves in position to make playoffs. And that's a huge game changer for the playoff bubble. And, wow, Boogan Squad getting the big W. Disappointed, Roomba rotations, I'm sure they are. They'll come back strong, I'm sure. I think they play this team that, frankly, is incredibly overrated later this week. I can't remember their name. It's something inappropriate. It's a really foul name. Frankly, I think Roomba has that series. But we're going to see if we can do a post-game interview. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, everyone, and thank you for watching. All right, welcome back to the next gaming series, everyone. DB Smiley here. We just saw a really, really strong showing from the members of Boogan's squad. I mean, you guys looked really strong in that series at comboing, especially in game number 2, and we'll get there. But first, how you guys feeling after that?
Definitely feel good. It was a rough start, at least for the first couple losses. I mean, a lot of our games were pretty close, but we knew as a new team that we needed just to figure out what we did best, and that was kind of the process in the beginning there. And I think we figured out a couple different things that we like to do, and feel like we've gotten pretty diverse, and we're a little unpredictable at times, and so it feels good to have that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you definitely had a front-loaded schedule, having to play Tricky Gooses and Tiny Dancers in weeks 2 and 3, and you played someone in week 1. I can't remember who, but I think they're doing okay this season.
It was the Garrosh band in practice. This game is carrying over from your.
I'm glad we could help. But no, so to that end, I mean, obviously this is a big win for you guys. I posted my little playoff preview, which thanks for breaking that already. Earlier this weekend, and it had you guys squarely on the bubble. You were like 55% to make playoffs. I mean, more or less a coin flip. This likely changes that. So, what does that mean? What does that mean towards your team's goals, I should say?
Go for it, Bummer.
Yeah, I'd say compared to last season, I think we're in a much better spot. With some of the new roster changes, it's that thing that we're starting to figure things out and starting to feel a little bit better.
Yeah, you guys really have been synergizing a lot better, and I got to give a shout out to Thundercats. I mean, I've been tracking healing stats over the season because pretty standard jealousy. He has had good stats all season, even in some of your losses. But seeing him now playing this match, I mean, I remember game 1 with his Ana grenades, and they were problematic. His Stukov combos, his massive shoves, were problematic in game 2. What is, kind of gelling now with those two additions, Non-Champion and Thundercats? What does that do for your team, kind of, in terms of improving even off of last season's C East performance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, last season it was really tough. We won our first game, and then a bunch of losses added up, and it becomes a point when you lose so many times in a row that you're starting to not feel confident in each other. You're not letting each other do their jobs and being confident in them, and you're not confident in your own ability to do stuff. And it just becomes hard. I mean, this game is more of a mind game than almost fucking anything. Sorry for the F-bomb there.
I believe I said fuck somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 to 14 times during the cast. There was one point I said fuck about 4 times in the course of 5 seconds. So this is a fuck friendly environment. Not that. No, put it away. Put it away. Phrasing.
But yeah, so it's like early on. I mean, we really didn't get to play a ton of games together. We did a lot of Storm League, some practicing, and it, like I said before, it was really finding what we were best at as a group of 5 and what we wanted to focus on. We knew we were pretty diverse in what we can do, but you don't want to spread your pool too wide, because if you do, then you're never really finding stuff that works together. That you can count on all the time. So Thunder, and like you said with Thunder, I mean, his Ana is unbelievable. He's playing extremely well for us and making some huge plays, and I think everybody is. I think everybody's just really gelling together, and the communications are coming online a lot better than they were before. So we feel like a threat for sure. We feel like we've got some diversity, and we're happy to be where we're at now.
You guys definitely have seemed to have turned the corner after that Tricky Goose's loss. Now on a pretty solid winning streak. Certainly, if that continues, you won't just be in playoffs. You'll have a pretty good seed. With that, I do want to take it back real quick to Game 1. Game 1, you guys were down 2 levels when they hit 20.
Yeah.
How do you keep it together? How do you prevent losing the game when you're in a situation where, frankly, you should lose the game? Like, that's,
I'll let you take that one, Bummer.
So I'd say we've been in those situations plenty of times, especially last season. So something that we learned was being patient, and we knew in this game our only shot was to be patient and wait for a good team fight. And then once we hit 20, we saw the Junkrat was split to the left, and we knew that was our one shot there. And then we kind of just stacked it on with the full channeled objective, and then we had the boss, and we knew their wave clear. They wouldn't be able to clear that with what they had.
Yeah, agreed. It was really, it was all the communications, just constantly reminding each other to stay patient and step back, because it's very easy. Like you get really antsy and you want to make something happen, and I think you just did a good job of recognizing where they were on the map, being able to rotate down bottom to capture that point and stall it out as long as we could. And they didn't make it easy. They played a really good game that first game.
They did, yeah.
Even though we 2-0'd them, it wasn't game one was very close, and they very easily could have won. So yeah, I would say that was what it was. Communication.
Yeah, I would definitely say your map awareness really, really stood out in game one, and I do want to definitely give you kudos to that and to your shot calling, because the map awareness was how you prevented losing the game off disadvantages, and how you managed to get so much more value off advantages, as we saw, even though there was a point where you were down significantly in that game. With that, game two, game one, you guys got out to a good start early, kind of fell off, and then you won. Game one was you got a lead, and then you held on to it, and then you extended it, and then you extended it. And then you kind of had maybe a little slip up at one point, and then just you crushed from then on out. What was the big difference in that game that kind of kept you so in control, do you think?
I think that it was, I keep repeating myself, but it's again communication. We knew what cooldowns they were using, so we were trying to force fights before objective to, whether we got the kill or not was fine, but we knew that they were gonna have to blow cleanses and basically anything that they had to stop the variant taunt combo there. And so if we could bait those things out before an objective, it really gave us an advantage. And so just again communication, just knowing exactly what they had down and up, and it's a brutal combo. It's hard. Like they had 2 cleanses and a divine shield, and it was still really hard to deal with, because you had the Imperious in there for another stun too, and it's a lot of CC.
Yeah, I mean, you guys comboed really well, given that they had the D shield, a cleanse, Crystal Aegis, which does work well against the growing infestation from Stukov, because it just waits it out. But you still managed to secure those kills, and I think it was just because you brought the CC and you brought the damage in waves, and so I got to give you guys credit for that, and give you credit for getting a really big win. Kudos to you guys. I would say I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in playoffs, but I've been told lying is bad, and frankly, after watching that game, I hope I see you guys on the opposite side of the bracket, and that will make me happy. But with that, floor is yours for shout-outs if you want to go ahead and take it.
Yeah, one of the things I do want to say too, and just kind of reiterate on a question you asked earlier, as far as a turning point for us, I think bringing back Bummer to tank has been a huge for us too. He's a better tank than I am, and we made some changes. The reason we changed it a bit was shot calling things and communication stuff, but I think we made the right choice getting him back there. He's a lot better at that than I am, and he's done a great job, really really good job for us so far, since we've made that change, and it's been really good for us. So. But yeah, just shout out to the rest of these guys here. It's a lot of fun playing with them, and especially more fun now that we're getting comfortable with each other. And I think staying positive throughout fights, or throughout matches, I should say. You die, it's not the end of the world. Just stuff like that. And then shout out to you for casting. We always appreciate the casting.
Happy to do it. Had a lot of fun doing it. And with that, we're going to bring this interview to a close. Thank you both for coming in to talk this game out. Again, very impressive win. Everyone else, look out. Boogan squad's hot. Anyone who has them, anyone has a little BS on their schedule coming up, get ready. You're going to need to be. With that, thank you guys again, and we're going to bring this cast to a close. I'm going to go ahead and kick this over to the Crushinator, who's bringing you Phoenix Rising Onyx versus Nanode Abba. So go ahead, stay tuned for the raid, jump in with it.